Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it is a travel ball weekend for me. After I make this video, I'm going to be doing some travel ball. My 12-year-old, he was a young kid for Little League, and so he gets to play in a Little League field travel ball tournament this weekend. This summer will be his last hoorah with Little League fields. Now he can hit bombs on those little fields. Okay, if you want to join the group, go to daixrp.com, the Patreon, or click the join button right below any of my YouTube videos to join through that. For a Sunday, we've got a lot of information today. This is something that's going on right now. I've been talking to people, friends of mine, probably everybody listening to my voice is seeing an increase in phishing attacks. They're getting phone calls from people trying to pretend like they're support for different exchanges. They're getting texts where they're trying to get you to click on a link and do a phishing attack so they can, and if you click on any of those links, what then happens is somebody immediately starts trying to change your passwords and all that stuff. And guess what's going to happen at that point? All you can do is go in real quick and start trying to keep them from getting access to your accounts with almost all these exchanges. And then if they actually get in there and you face a real problem, guess what? Then all you can do is email your exchange, or you can go to their support line. And by the time you get through all that, it could be days, weeks, and all of your crypto's gone. Well, that's why now I'm with Caleb and Brown. I get institutional grade custody. They have all kinds of security set up, including, I told my broker over there point blank, I said, unless you talk to me personally, nothing moves out of this account. Unless you speak to me personally, there is no trading. And that is what I can do with Caleb and Brown. And you can't do it. I can't even think of an exchange unless you're some big money person and you have some kind of institutional account access. It just doesn't exist in crypto. So I have a person I can talk to. I've got institutional custody, and I also have the liquidity to execute an exit strategy when the time comes. So I've made it easy for you. You can go to my link. It's xrpwealth589.com, and it'll forward you right here to my sign-up page on Caleb and Brown's website. Click the sign up today. Check it out. Monerex, in just 2 weeks, their CEO, Mark Otto, will be taking the stage at XRP Las Vegas. Major moment to share our vision and values. Meanwhile, we've got this. Dom from EZA just personally emailed the finalists of our XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank pitch competition. Blown away by everyone's excitement. Looking forward to seeing all your pitches in Vegas soon. And then this guy from Woomba Finance says, so excited, thank you so much. So Woomba Finance is one of the companies that's going to promote. And there's a hashtag going around. It's called a hashtag XRP Shark Tank. Then this is another company. These are the guys from IMU TV. They're going to be presenting. Here's another company. This one is called Wandering Footprint. Looks like they're going to be presenting. And then here's one more. This is Chain.Reach. Looks like they're going to be presenting. I'm hoping to get to go and watch some of these presentations. But XRP Las Vegas is now by far the largest builder-developer conference on the XRP ledger and the largest XRP conference in the world. Domination. Go to xrplasvegas.com to get your tickets before it's too late. Hold on, I got to read a little text here. All right. So the market is coming back a little bit. We had a slight pullback over the last couple days. XRP's back up to 242. This thing, you can feel it, folks. Tomorrow we get the CME XRP futures. They go live tomorrow. it is rumored that we also get stablecoin legislation tomorrow, that the vote is tomorrow. And all I've seen is optimism about how both sides are going to help pass this thing. And then there's this from Raoul Paul. This is the only video you really need to see today.
There's another chart after we can bring up this one. Yeah, I know you guys mentioned it last week. Is that XRP chart is something to behold.
Yeah.
Something to behold.
It really is. I mean, none of us have really been involved in XRP, but that chart is something to behold. It's like that's going to another big leg higher at some point.
Okay, so let me, it is something to behold, folks. Okay, now here Mike Novogratz, for years he's been saying the herd is coming. Listen to what he says about where we are now.
We're ringing the bell and you just crossed the starting line. If our first catchphrase was the herd is coming, that institutions are coming to crypto, I was like 7, 8, 9 years too early. The institutions are now in earnest coming for the first time. Like they're getting engaged. Last year was the ETFs, and this year it's okay. Now we're going to get really engaged in crypto. That will be accelerated if we can get legislation, but it's going to happen even without it, because you've got a regulatory framework in the SEC, CFTC, et cetera, that's making it more possible. And so it's wildly exciting.
Yes, it's wildly exciting. And so is this. This is the second time that Mike Novogratz, this means that Mike Novogratz has information. He's not telling us what information he has. He's calling it a rumor, but that means he's talked to somebody that would know. This is the second time he's brought up a BRIC stablecoin backed by gold.
Here's my prediction. This is just on Insight, a rumor, but it makes sense. The BRICS are going to launch their own currency. They're going to launch a stable coin, which is partly backed by gold.
Yeah, it makes sense.
To give it a little more juice.
You can't really settle with gold, physical gold. You can't do trade with it, but you could with a stable coin tied to gold.
And it's not going to be 1-to-1 back, but I think they're going to throw it into the mix.
Yeah.
It's just a guess. I heard that, it made so much sense. Often when you hear things that make sense, you're like, aha.
Sounds like it's coming to me. Now, here's what else is coming, the ETF business.
But I'm excited about what's next. We've seen, many dozens of new filings this year. Yes. So this notion of kind of single asset beta exposure, that's just step one. And we're super excited about the success we've had there. But you can now clearly see those filings and infer that we're headed to a place of, more assets, multi-asset model portfolios, staking. And so just the aperture for product here is getting a lot wider and more interesting. And we expect this to be a business that's going to continue to grow for us. So I'm really excited about it. If you can make an asset that there's demand like this for really easy for people to access, it's going to be a winning formula. And these large ETF issuers are really, really good at doing that. So we were excited to sort of marry, this best-in-class combination of our infrastructure and these large asset managers, client distribution, and really put forth a product that, clearly here was a winning formula. But I'm excited about what's next.
All right, and then we got this from Charles Hoskinson.
No, I think Bitcoin will be over 250,000 by the end of this year or next year.
What's going to drive that, do you think?
What'll happen is that the tariff stuff will be a dud, and then people will realize that the world is willing to negotiate, and it's really just U.S. versus China, and a lot of people will side with us, some people will side with China. The markets will stabilize a little bit, and they'll get used to the new normal.
Okay, then we've got, I'm getting all these texts about travel ball right now. That's why I keep getting distracted. Digital assets and the next generation of finance. These are gold clips, folks. It is very obvious what's coming. Do you know how often you have a brand new asset class where all the tidal wave of money is coming to it, and do you know how often it happens where retail gets here first? Like never.
Let's do the macro backdrop. We're in a $3 trillion industry right now, crypto. If I extrapolate trend rates of growth, it goes to 100 trillion within 10 years. That would be 97 trillion of wealth created. So let's assume Raoul is a total moron. Discount me by 50%. $47 trillion of wealth will get generated.
Do the math.
That's more wealth than got generated from the opening of Russia, China, all of the hedge fund billionaires, and all of the Silicon Valley billionaires combined. So, and it accrues to different people. The average man, the Uber driver, the OGs, there's a whole bunch of people in this space who are going to...
Podcasters.
The podcasters. You! The macro strategists, all of these people.
The guy is right, folks. It's coming. Here's Patrick McHenry, and he's letting it leak. This is how you know that all this, the bills and all this is all politics being played, including the Democrats not being on board on that last vote. These guys are all jockeying to get little things that they can get in the bill is what they're doing. And he lets it slip here that Democrats are even working with them on the infrastructure bill, not just the stable coin.
The work that we put into it in the House, that French Hill and Brian Stile and Tom Emmer, Richie Torres, and a few other Democratic members, and we're going to hear more about those Democratic members in the coming weeks, I believe. Sorry, let me just tease that. You can come
nice
back to
scoop,
it.
Patrick. Thank you.
Yeah. The crafting of this, we've spent. This is probably the 6th year. I think this is the 6th year that House Financial Service Republican staff and members have been working on market structure. Stables, probably 5 years, 4 or 5 years. So there's been a lot of work put into this, and you're refining these properties, and taking feedback from market participants, yes, and policymakers, yes. And so this Fit 21 that French Hill and Brian Stile are putting together, they're the leaders on in the House, will look and feel different than the last one, and I know that. And as somebody who I ended my chairmanship in January, and I was so excited for my colleagues, so excited that they're going to be able to see these major pieces of policy across the line. And I am still so excited that we're going to see these things done. Now, I know they have to take these policies in different directions than I did. I have confidence that they're going to do the right thing and make sure it's a balanced product. And I know I'm not there to actually put my own fingerprints on it. But I can be a cheerleader for them, and I will. Because I know the legislating is hard. The balancing act is hard. We can talk about stables in particular, about a couple of the big challenges there. But there are only really 2 or 3 challenges with stables, and market structure is kind of a multifaceted beast.
Okay, got a lot more to talk about. Go to DAIXRP.com to join the Patreon, or click the join button below any of my YouTube videos, and you can join through YouTube if you'd prefer. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.